All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of your latest Chelsea news. Look, this was going to happen. After that absolute madness of a game, an unexpected result, what a fantastic performance from Chelsea Football Club, fantastic performance from a lot of players, most specifically, of course, Cole Palmer. But we knew, we knew post-match that how things would actually materialize in media. And look, I'm part of it as well. And I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same way too. That whole penalty incident was always going to get talked about. Now, of course, off the back of that match, the focus really should be on Cole Palmer, how magnificent he was. 4 goals, left foot, right foot, header, and a penalty as well, just to sweeten everything up. But it was that penalty incident. Now, let's take a moment. Let's take a moment and really talk about this. And I'm going to be as calm as possible. Obviously, during the match, adrenaline is rushing and you feel very, very emotional about the situation. I know I spoke to a lot of you guys post-match, whether it be through comments on the video, whether it be through DMs on Twitter or Instagram. You guys feel the same way. Now, post-match, Mauricio Pochettino has addressed it on the press conference, and I liked what he had to say. I liked the way he took a strong stance on it, and he immediately said, that's not on. That is bad behavior. That is a bit of a joke situation. He doesn't want to see that ever again, and he believes that the fans don't deserve to see that kind of a interaction within the team in front of so many people. He definitely doesn't want to see that. We're going to look through exactly what he said word by word, but he took a strong stance on it. And he said next time if it happens, those players are going to be out. So I was glad to see that. But we all have to understand, I think it's Mauricio Pochettino initially. I feel there are certain sources that are saying that he never actually had a designated penalty taker, but there are also some sources saying before this match against Everton that we had yesterday, everyone knew if Cole Palmer's in the field, he takes the penalty. And now it's up to him whether he wants to take it or not, how he feels, this, that, the other. We also saw there's a particular footage that is getting circulating around that post-match, the press conference. Mauricio Pochettino was quite irate. He stormed out of the press conference and he was pointing to the journalist saying, the entire match 6-0, and all you had to ask me about was that penalty incident. And he has a point. He really does have a point. When you win emphatically in that manner, there's so many things to talk about, especially Cole Palmer. You can also talk about, how Caicedo played, how Gallagher played, how Malo Gusto played, how Cucurella played, and many more, how they all played, the defense as well, keeping a clean sheet. But every single question was in regards to that penalty incident. And he stormed out, and there was a particular journalist that was heckling him from the background. And apparently since then that particular journalist might have been banned. I don't know. We'll look through the news very soon. But I just want to say about that is, ladies and gentlemen, when media is such a thing, they will always focus on the negative stuff because that sells. That sells. And as I said, I'm probably guilty of it as well because YouTube algorithm works in that manner. But I'm trying to be as balanced as possible in this particular video. These journalists, they know, talking about the 6-0 victory, they're not going to get much of a story out of it. But talking about that penalty incident, they're going to get a lot of story out of it. Now, my only sort of response to that is control what you can control, Chelsea Football Club. Control what you can, Pochettino. Control what you can to the players. You can't control what the media is going to do. We all expect and want the media to be nice and ask all of these lovely questions, easy questions, but we can't control that. What we can control is our behavior and make sure that we don't give them content to heckle us, or in this case, heckle Mauricio Pochettino in the press conference. So being mad at them after the press conference and telling them, oh, all you had to ask me about the penalty, well, that was that incident, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's talk about this incident. That incident, when that took place, and there's a complete set of videos all over social media from different angles. let's be honest, that was an embarrassing situation, ladies and gentlemen. What Madueke did initially, took the ball away. He thought Cole Palmer might have been injured. He's not going to be able to take it. He took the ball away. Then he had the altercation with Nicholas Jackson. And that looked so bad. I think they took the ball away from Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto initially had the ball. Madueke took the ball away from him. Then he had the fight with Nicholas Jackson. It was a disgusting fight. You could see Madueke was like, no, get away, man. Get away. This is mine. And then Cole Palmer got up. He's the one who won the penalty. But regardless, we all know as a fan base, Cole Palmer is the one that has been banging in penalties for fun. His technique is great. Not to say Madueke's technique isn't great either. But just saying, there needs to be a self-awareness. These players need to know he's the designated penalty taker. End of conversation. He hasn't missed yet. He's taken in pressure situations and he's tucked it away. And then Gallagher came in. I like that bit of captaincy from him. He came in, took the ball away from Madueke and gave it to Cole Palmer. And then out of nowhere, Nicholas Jackson came back again and started, fidgeting around with Cole Palmer and Madueke. It was embarrassing. As I said, the videos all over social media from different angles, and the entire situation looks very pathetic. It just shows that the petulance, kiddish behavior. The self-awareness is not there. Some are saying, oh, but Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba, those were titans. These are not Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba fighting for a penalty. Let's not compare that situation with this. Here we have a situation where Cole Palmer is going for the golden boot. He is on fine form. He hasn't missed a single penalty yet. He is on the field. I don't care what the scoreline is. He takes it. Madueke and Nicholas Jackson, they should be focused on just do your game well, score goals when you can. And if Cole Palmer's not in the field, no problems. If you get a penalty, then go for it. The way they fought. And then on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, when finally Cole Palmer settled down, can you imagine in that situation, after all of that melee that happened, and then Cole Palmer has to take that penalty, he still tucked it away nicely. And after that, these two players, Madueke and Nicholas Jackson, still carried on. I'm glad Pochettino has said post-match, you'll not see this again. Even Pochettino agrees. Cole Palmer should be the one taking it, always. So whether you sit there and write down in commentary, these players had every right. Sorry, the internet's going up and down. I do apologize if the connection is a bit wild. Even if you're there thinking that Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson and Madueke had every right to take it, Pochettino doesn't believe in it. Pochettino doesn't believe it. Now, let's check out the latest in regards to this incident, because we do want to talk about Enzo Fernandez as well. Check this out. Pochettino, I told the players this is the last time I'll accept this sort of behavior on the penalties. This is not a joke. He further goes on to say it is now Palmer's choice if he wants to give the ball to someone. I want to apologize to the fans. Excellent stance from Mauricio Pochettino. Pochettino on if the players do the same thing on a penalty again, next time they're all out. I love it. I love this stance. This is the incident that I was talking to you about, ladies and gentlemen. Post press conference, Mauricio Pochettino very, very irate, as you can see over here. There was a particular journalist that was heckling him about, the penalty question, the penalty incident. And he was saying, you're the one who's getting stormed out. How do you know that we weren't going to ask other questions? But look, as I said, you can't control the media. You can't control the media, Mauricio Pochettino. The incident happened, and everyone's going to talk about it. I'm not saying that the journalists on the right, I wish in a better world the journalists behave properly, but that's not going to happen. Mail Sports say the individual involved in the press conference row was Neil Barnett, former Chelsea Stadium announcer. A particular Chelsea employee doing this, former employee. Apparently, he is now banned from coming to press conferences. So let's see what happens. You'd think he would have some sort of, feeling towards Chelsea, but maybe he doesn't like Mauricio Pochettino. Who knows? Telegraph Sport understands Jackson is targeting 15 league goals before the season ends, which may explain why he was so upset over the penalty. He will not risk doing it again and has been warned by Mauricio Pochettino. Good. Look, you're going for a target of 15. My man, do it without the penalty. You don't need to worry about the penalties. Do it without the penalties. You'll get a lot more respect. You know what? Crazy part is Nicholas Jackson was actually having a very good game. Bar a couple of moments here and there, decision-making in the final 30. Overall, he was actually having a very good game. Along with Madueke, who was also quite okay on that right side. As I said, bar a few moments from Madueke as well. Both those players were actually having a very good game. That incident, honestly, ruined it for a lot of fans. A lot of fans. As I said, I've spoken to a lot of people post-match, and people are not happy with that. Glad to see Nicholas Jackson's keen to hit a particular target this season. But, my man, you can do it without penalties. You can do it. Now, whether he has any goal bonuses involved, who knows? Who knows? This image I love. Look at this. This is the kind of character that I want to see at Chelsea Football Club. Cucurella. Look at that. Hand back, handshake, head down. Acknowledging greatness. Acknowledging a superb player like Cole Palmer, who, honestly speaking, even though he scored 4 goals, even when he scored his hat-trick, he did not look one bit arrogant. He did not even, it looked like it didn't faze him one bit. It looked like he just wanted to go on and score more and more and more. I love that. I love that attitude. I want to see more players like Marc Cucurella, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely picture. Iconic picture for me. This will go down as one of the pictures of the season, of this abysmal season that we had. This will probably go down as one of the pictures. Cucurella and Cole Palmer. Brilliant. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is thinking about surgery So before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Subscribe. Let's get to 40,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. So take a moment, smash the like button and subscribe. And let me know what you thought about that penalty incident between Palmer, Madueke, Nicholas Jackson, and of course what Pochettino had to say. Now, in regards to Enzo Fernandez, some information. Enzo Fernandez is thinking about surgery for a hernia issue. He has been taking injections for pain, but it has not gone away. Surgery would mean 3 weeks out. Enzo has taken an injection before every game. Incredible. We know this was the issue maybe a couple of months ago where Enzo Fernandez had that hernia situation, which seems like it's still going on. He missed a couple of matches at that time as well, a few months ago. And now we hear that he's been playing with pain and he's been taking injections before every match to get over that pain. Look, all I'll say is that 2 things to talk about. How does Chelsea play without Enzo Fernandez? And also the fact that Enzo Fernandez has been playing with pain. First off, look, this season, yeah, there's still a bit to play for. I understand it. We also understand that Enzo Fernandez is not a Pochettino player. We've always said that. I love Enzo Fernandez so much, but he's more suited for a possession-based type of manager, maybe a Sarri, maybe a Xavi. Someone who will be able to control game and have a lot of lot to do with build up, hold possession, control midfield, lots of touches on the ball. You use someone like Enzo Fernandez, and his passing is excellent. It is. We've seen it. We've seen it for Argentina. We've seen it for Benfica. We've even seen it last season under Graham Potter. But it's clear to see that's not exactly what Pochettino wants. And it's not a surprise that Caicedo and Gallagher played well against Everton. One game, though, we do need to see more, and we do need to see how things are against different oppositions, because Manchester City is not going to be the same way for Everton. And we've seen when Enzo Fernandez has played against Manchester City, we've played good. So it'll be interesting to see how things will be against City, where I fully expect Enzo Fernandez not to play. So, look, that's one side of the story. It's clear to see Enzo is definitely not a Pochettino type of player. What happens in the future if Pochettino stays next season, which I feel he might, even though there is a short list of managers, I fully think Pochettino might stay. What happens then? Enzo's got a long-term contract, and apparently we triggered another year on top of that. I think he's now here for 8 more seasons on top of the 2 that he's done, or something like that, 7 more seasons. So you're not really going to get rid of Enzo Fernandez, and looks like you're keeping Pochettino. So what is going to happen? How are you going to make this happen? interesting stuff to worry about maybe next season. The other factor is the fact that he's playing with pain. Maybe that's another thing that's contributing the lack of performances every now and then from Enzo Fernandez this season, because it's not like him. So I'd say, do you know what, mate? Take the surgery. The season's done. Whatever has happened. I know there could be a possibility of salvaging it. I know you want to do it, but you might as well take the surgery. Be away for 3 weeks. After that, if you're capable of coming back and we're still fighting for something, it's going to be a good addition to have. But you carry on like this, Enzo Fernandez, that injury could become serious. I'd say take the surgery, get it done, and then let's see what happens from there on in. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about the whole Enzo Fernandez situation and think holistically. He's here for a long term. Poch maybe not going next season. He's been playing with pain. What do you think about that? Should he get a surgery? And what happens after that? Do you continue on with the Gallagher-Caicedo combination, see what happens against other teams, different oppositions, and then make a judgment perhaps? I've said it all along. Enzo is not a Poch type of a player. Enzo is a fantastic player. But there are certain players that just don't match with certain managers. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya.